how to capture title of the window using getTitle, and also how to capture the URL of the window we have discussed. GetTitle used to capture the title of the window. GetCurrentURL will capture the URL of the current page. So any browser window will have some title. If you want to make Selenium to capture the title of the window, we can use a method called getTitle. It will return a string which is title of the window. In some scenarios, we need to capture the URL of the current page. In order to capture the URL of the page, there is a method called getCurrentURL. So these are the few browser-related operations. So as of now, we have learned how to invoke the browsers. Hope you clear about this topic. How to invoke the browsers. First, you need to configure a system environment variable. WebDriver.Chrome.driver, WebDriver.Safari.driver, WebDriver.IE.driver, WebDriver.Gecko.driver. You need to provide the corresponding browser plugin for the Selenium. The location where the browser plugin available need to be mentioned. See, manually you can configure an environment variable. We right click on my computer, properties, environment variables, you can add a new variable. Through coding also you can configure one environment variable. That is called system.setProperty. A property name, nothing but variable name, comma, location where the exe file is available. Like earlier we have configured Java_home manually. The similar way you can configure an environment variable via programming using system.setProperty method. Then Chrome driver, Firefox driver, Safari driver, Internet Explorer driver, or various classes available in Selenium to work with a particular browser. All these classes belongs to implementation of a superclass called WebDriver. So WebDriver, some variable name, say driver equal to new Chrome driver. It will open the new Chrome driver. Then I want to access my build URL, application URL. Get or navigate two options are available. Get, navigate to. Driver.get, you have to supply HTTP based URL. Otherwise, driver.navigate to, you have to supply the HTTP based URL. Did you encounter any problem while executing this statement? Try to execute without using HTTP, you will get an exception. You must supply the URL, HTTP based URL format, otherwise we get an exception, malformed URL exception, invalid format of the URL. So Selenium needs a URL in the format of HTTP base. HTTP:2/, you have to give your application URL. After HTTP, giving www is optional. You can also give www, but we have to start with HTTP URL. Once you open the application, see, many times I log in with my account, I given my credit card details, XYZ. Initially, all the details are stored in the browser cookies. Better it is always delete the browser cookies. If I'm doing manual testing, manually I delete the browser cookies. You know how to delete the cookies manually, correct? In the settings, we have an option. Delete the history, delete the cookies, something like this. Via Selenium, you want to delete the browser cookies, driver.manage, delete all of the cookies. Then, if you want to navigate on the browser window, I want to automate clicking back button, forward button, navigate back, navigate forward, navigate refresh. These kind of options are available. You want to maximize the browser window, driver.manage, window, maximize the browser window, .maximize. If you want to close a browser window, driver.close. What is the difference between close and quick methods? Close will close the current browser window. What do you mean by current? Not the window you are seeing. The window where the driver focus available during runtime. Say a new window opened, driver focus will not be automatically shifted. If really you want to move on the driver focus to the new window, driver.switch to window. Every window will have ID. That window ID we have to give. Further we'll discuss about it. It's a big topic. Completely we have to discuss about the topic. We'll go one by one. By default, driver focus will be available on the window which is opened by the Selenium first time. If Selenium interacting with the element on a window which is opening a new window, driver focus will not automatically shift it. Driver focus will be available on the base URL window. If I use driver.close, the window where the driver focus available will be closed, not the window you are seeing. The window where the driver focus available will be closed, not the window you are seeing. Got it? Really, you want to close all of the browser window, driver.quit. Close will close the current browser window where the driver focus available, whereas quit will close all the browser windows open in the current session. Your program opened 2 windows. Your program opened 3 windows. The 3 windows will be closed. Not already windows open. Already 2-3 windows are open in your desktop. These windows will not be closed. Only the windows open when I run the code. The windows open in the current session will be closed, not already open windows. You understand my last point? No? You understand my last point?
No, sir. Can you repeat?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will explain. I'll explain with the code. Try to understand this. This window not opened by the script. Manually I opened it. This window I opened manually, not by your Selenium code. One Chrome window, one Firefox window already available in the desktop. When I run this code, just for your observation and understanding, I am putting thread.sleep. Wait about 5 seconds. Wantedly, you are interrupting the program execution. We need to add program interrupted exception. I'm using the code river.quit. When I run this code, how many windows will be open? Initially, Gmail window open. Soon after help link is clicked, it is opening another new window. In the desktop, already 2 windows are open. Here I'm using driver.quit. I said only the windows open in the current session will be closed. The other 2 windows which are already open will not be closed. This program opening some windows, only the windows invoked by the current session will be closed. These 2 windows will be closed. After 5 seconds, done. Already open windows will not be closed. This is the point I said. It's clear right now? The windows opened by the current script will be closed, not already open windows in your desktop.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Every browser window will have a title. If you want to capture the title of the window, there is a method called getTitle. There is a method called getTitle which returns the title of the window. Return type is a string because it is reading the title which is a string. GetCurrentURL used to capture the URL of the current browser window which is again a string. These are the few things we learn in Selenium point of view. I hope till this point is clear, right? Now, yesterday in order to click a link, I used driver.findElement something, right? To click a link, to enter data in a text box, To select a value from a drop-down list, to click a link, to click a button, first we need to make Selenium to find the element, then perform the action. Find the element, then perform the action. Try to understand this. How many elements are in this page? If you consider our Zoom meeting as a one web page, how many elements are available in this page? Yes, online team, how many elements are available in this page?
57, sir.
58.
Okay, 57 or 58. Okay. Listen clearly. Venkat?
Sir, hello?
Oh, Praveen.
Sir,
Suspend a student from the meeting. Suspend a student from the meeting.
Send your values with what you want to position, some values also that your choice.
Okay.
After
Stop, Praveen.
the same.
Praveen, mute yourself.
okay.
My Selenium not responding. What is the instruction I given to the coordinator? Out of 58 elements, suspend a student from the meeting, I said. He's not able to perform the action. Reason? Reason? Which student?
Which student?
There are 58 elements. There are 58 elements in a page. I ask Selenium, you click the element. What is the question to Selenium now? Which element? There are about 58 elements. We have some text boxes, there are some buttons, there are some images, there are some links. On which element the action to be carried out? Not clear to the Selenium. So we have to instruct the Selenium. First, find this username element. Enter the data. Find password element. Enter the data. Find login button element. Then click it. Now Selenium will understand, okay, I have to perform this action on this particular element. In order to make Selenium to identify the element to carry out some action, the Selenium WebDriver provided two methods, find element, other one, find elements. Find element. How many? One element. Find username element. Enter the data. How many elements to be recognized? Only one, to enter the data in a username field. Find password element, single element. Enter the password value. Find the login button, only one button, unclick it. Selenium WebDriver offered a method, find element, to recognize a single element present in a page. If you want to identify multiple elements in a page, I want to count number of elements in the page. How many? All elements in the page. How many? Multiple. Find elements. Find elements, not a single element. So Selenium WebDriver offered two functions, find element one function, find elements another function, in order to recognize the elements present in a page. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. Ashwini, will you answer my question?
Sure, sir.
Okay. How many elements are in the page? Zoom meeting page? 63 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Identify one student. Find one student. Find an element. Now the instruction to the Selenium, find one element. What is the question to Selenium? Which element? Find an element by the name Anita. Find an element by the name Chaitanya. Now the instruction is clear. Correct? In order to recognize an element or element, Selenium needs some details about the element, properties of the element called locators of the element. ID, name. Yesterday what we used? To click the Gmail link. link text. There are many links in the Google page. Find an element whose link text is Gmail, then click it. In order to find an element or element, Selenium needs some details, properties about the element. ID, name, link text, partial link text. There are some other properties. So let us talk about today how to use this find element or find elements in order to recognize the elements present in a web page by the Selenium. Note on the topic. How Selenium identify elements present in a web page. Elements present in a web page. How Selenium identifies elements present in a web page. How Selenium identify elements present in a page, present in a web page. Look at this. In the Selenium, what is the main package Selenium available? WebDriver available? What is the package name WebDriver present? Yes, online team, answer this question. There are many packages.
org.openqa.selenium.com.
org.openqa.selenium is the main package.
WebDriver.
org.openqa.selenium. All listed in alphabetical order. This one. This is a location, this is a package where the Selenium WebDriver available. All listed in alphabetical order. WebDriver is an interface called superclass. What is the method name? Find element. What is the other method name? Find element. These are the two functions, methods available in Selenium WebDriver class to recognize the element present in a page. Find element needs one argument. By is another Selenium class again. By is a Selenium class. Find element needs one argument. By its properties. By the ID, by the name, by the link text, by the partial link text, by the class name, by the tag name, by the export. We'll discuss about these locators. Find elements needs one input. Locator of the element to identify. Properties of the element to identify. How many elements find element will determine? So return type is a single web element. Only one web element.
Only one.
What about find elements?
Multiple.
I want to capture all links in a page. I want to capture all links present in the Google page. How many? I want to capture all elements present in a Google page. How many? So many. We do not know. If I know how many values I am going to store in the memory, we go with array. I do not know how many values I am going to store in a memory. We have to go for a array list. Please observe the return type. Array list of web elements. What you are storing in the memory? Strings? Integers? No. Elements I am storing. All link elements, HTML elements we are storing. So return type is a array list of web elements. Find element returns a single web element, whereas find elements returns a list of web elements. Let us see how to make use of these two methods today. In every program, we are going to use these methods. In every Selenium program, we have to use these methods. Because any test case, first you need to identify the element, then interact with the element. To find the element, Selenium WebDriver offered two methods. Find element one method, find elements another method. Make a note of it. So what is the topic I have given? How Selenium identify elements present in a page. One underline, one flower. Very good. Take the notes. Selenium WebDriver provided. Selenium WebDriver provided. Selenium WebDriver provided. Find element and find elements methods. Find element and find elements methods. Selenium WebDriver offered provided find elements methods to identify elements present in a page. To identify elements present in a page. Find element one method, find elements another method available in the Selenium in order to recognize the elements present in a page. Okay? Now first try to understand find element in detail. This is a web page. Can I use Selenium to, okay. Answer my question. Can I write any Selenium code to click this one button, plus button, two button, equal button?
No.
No, sir.
Why? Why
Selenium
no?
works on web applications only. Works for web applications only.
Very
This
good.
is desktop application.
Okay, at this moment, this knowledge is enough. Selenium will work only on the browsers, not the Windows, desktop, and not mobile apps. Selenium will work only on the browser-based applications. Okay. Let's say this is a page. Web page. Web page meaning HTML page to the Selenium. Selenium will not worry about what is the technology used to build it. Finally, browser converting the technology components into HTML elements. That web element is nothing but one HTML element. Let's say I have some element here. I have some element here, text box. Here element meaning let's say I have text box here. This text box is nothing but a element. This element will have some properties. Tell me some properties of this element. Tell me some properties of this element, or tell me properties of this element. You answer me some properties of this element. I am also one element, object. You are also one object. This marker also one object. This board also one element, object. Objects, elements, components, all same. Selenium terminology, we use a word element. In QTP terminology, we use a word object. In Tosca terminology, we use a word called component. Object repository in QTP tool. Component place. Component repository, that is in Tosca. Selenium we call elements. Finally, terms are same. Tell some properties of this element.
Name.
Tell me, madam. Name of the person, one property, correct? Name of the person, one property. Height of the person, one property. Color of the person, one property. Weight of the person, also one property. Other ID, one property. Other ID number, also one other property. Car will have some properties. Tell me some properties of a car. Name of the car. Model of the car.
Brand of the car.
Price of the car. These are some properties. Is mouse also an element? Will have some properties. Name, Dell. Color, block. Price, 200 rupees. For example, these are the properties. Every element will have some properties. How generally government of India identify a citizen, person? Not based on the name, because many people with the same name. Any person can be uniquely recognized by government of India with the help of Aadhaar ID, which is a unique property. If you go to a bank, you ask your statement, first they ask you, they don't ask your name, they ask your Aadhaar card ID.
Account number.
ID. Bank people will ask your Aadhaar card ID. They'll ask the customer ID, correct? What is your customer ID? If you are not able to say, I did not remember my customer ID, then they ask you about your name. Car can be recognized based on the color, based on the name. In a ground, in a parking ground, there are about 100 cars. I'm asking you, take my car. You will ask me,
Plate number of the car.
if I say
number.
color, red. If I say some name, it is not sufficient because there may be multiple cars with the same brand. I'm talking about a big seller where is a parking area. There may be multiple cars with the same name. There may be multiple cars with the same color. Vehicle registration number is a unique. The best property to recognize a car is vehicle registration number, ID. The best property to recognize a person is Aadhaar ID for Government of India or name. Like every element will have some properties. ID may be one property, name one property, title one property, value one property, type one property, like there may be multiple properties. So many properties. How you see the properties of an element? Look at this one. I want to see the properties of this text box. Tell me the properties of this text box.
By inspecting.
I'm asking only properties of the text box. Username text
Orange
box.
HRM.
Name.
No.
Height.
In browser, when you right click,
Inspect.
we have an option called inspect the properties of the element. Shortly inspect.
Text font, text color,
Font and color. Font and color will be constant.
no,
Font and color will be constant. Definitely the font and color will dynamically change.
yes,
I'm trying to recognize this person based on the hair color. He went Tirupati and come back, I cannot recognize him. Correct? Font and colors are not suggested. Other properties we have to consider, the best properties. Maybe there may be multiple properties. There may be multiple properties. We need to take the best property to recognize the element. So here, if you want to see the properties of an element, right click on the element, inspect. Every browser has this option. Which browser I open now? Chrome. This time Firefox. I want to see the properties of some element. Right click on the element, we have option inspect. In the entire HTML, it's actually to open HTML document, inner HTML page. There are hundreds of elements in a page. The element which you highlighted, the element on where you perform the right click action, properties belongs to the username element is getting highlighted. What are the properties here? Tag name is one property. The tag name, HTML tag name, input is an input element. Text boxes, check boxes, radio buttons are created using a tag name called input. Links are defined using a tag name called anchor. Images are created using a tag name called IMG. Something like this. So input is one of the property. ID one property. Class one property. Name one property. Type one property. Maximum length one property. Tab index one property. Placeholder one property. You see here username is appearing, right? That is nothing but that placeholder. Finally, one element will have various properties. One element will have various properties. To see the properties of any web element in any web page, in any web browser, you have an option called inspect the properties of the element. Inspect. You answer me now. What is the best property among all these properties to recognize the username element?
Input ID, sir.
ID.
ID.
There is ID property. ID generally meaning identifier. If really the code application made in a professional way, as per the coding standards, every element will have an ID. 90% of the elements will have ID, which is a unique property. No two elements should have the same ID, like no two people will have the same other ID. ID meaning identifier. To identify something uniquely, ID property will be given. So mostly ID property will be unique property, 99%, until unless a programmer copied and pasted the code in implementing a project. Mostly elements will have ID property, which is a unique property and best property to recognize any element. If you don't have an ID, then only you have to look into other properties. Similarly, in the Chrome browser, some other application, right click, inspect. When I move the mouse over the HTML properties, these properties belongs to this particular element, that element gets highlighted. When I move the mouse over HTML page, these properties belongs to this particular element, the element will be highlighted. Whatever the properties we are seeing, they belongs to username element. So what are the properties available here? Tag name one property, input. Name one property, ID one property, type one property. Finally, a element will have multiple properties. A element will have different properties. Any property of the element we can use to identify the element, preferably ID or name. Remaining properties also we can use, preferably ID or name. What is this find element? We are trying to understand what is this find element. This is my Selenium test case. You know, every program will have a memory, right? A Java class we have created in Selenium. Everything is in terms of Java classes. We create a class in Java to develop a script, test case. Every Java class will have a memory. Here my code is driver dot. What do you mean by driver? What is driver here in this scenario? This page is called driver. Driver equal to new Chrome driver, meaning driver equal to new Chrome driver, meaning where is the driver focus? Chrome window, Chrome browser window. In the current window, driver meaning in the current Chrome browser window, in the current Chrome browser window, in the current page, find an element by its ID, some ID value. What this will do? In the current page, if it is Google page, in the Google page, identify some element based on the ID I have given. Now what Selenium will do? This statement will identify the element matching the given properties. In the current window, identify some element matching the given properties. If there is any element available matching the ID, that element gets recognized. What is the return type of the find element? I have shown you previously. What is the return type of the find element?
String.
Web element.
Get title, what is the return type? String.
String.
Get current URL, what is the return type? String. Find element, what is the return type? String.
Web.
Where is the string?
Elements, sir.
Web element. We are making Selenium to identify a link. We are making Selenium to identify an image. We are making Selenium to identify a text box element, HTML element based on its properties. Whatever the element recognized, these element we are keeping in the Java memory, correct? You declare a variable of data type. What I am storing there? Web element I am storing. You declare a variable, not a string. Because we are not storing the string. We are not storing a number. We are storing the entire HTML element into Java memory. This container, we are keeping a web element, that link element, or a text box element, or an image element. The return type should be, its data type should be web element. Web element is a Selenium class. Selenium reference data type. String is a Java reference type. Object is a Java reference data type. Web element is a Selenium reference data type. I told you, any class can be used as a reference type. Web element is a Selenium class. Check out this. Like WebDriver. What is this? Web element class. Web element, like a string class in Java, like a object class in Java, web element is a Selenium class. This web element can be used as a reference data type. Any class can be used as a reference type. To keep the elements in the memory, there is a type web element. I'm now storing the name of the element, string. I'm now storing the height of the element, integer. I'm storing the whole element, simple. If this is a marker element, this entire marker I am keeping in the memory. I'm now storing the name of this marker. I'm now storing the height of this marker. The entire marker I am keeping in the memory. So to store this entire object element, you need a type web element. Web element is a Selenium data type. Simple. So find element returns a web element matching the given properties. Make a note of it. Find element. Find element. It returns the first web element, matching the given properties. It returns first web element matching the given properties. Try to understand here, find element. This code will invoke premise bank application on the Chrome window. After opening the Chrome browser window, I want to click on the sitemap link. Driver dot find element. Once again, what is this driver? This window is a driver. Driver focusing on this window, correct? Driver equal to new Chrome browser. The driver focus available at this window. In this window, identify the element. There are multiple elements here. In this window, there are about so many elements, so many links available, so many images available, text box available. In the current window, identify an element. There are so many elements. By its link text. After understanding find element and find elements, I'll talk about all the properties in detail, all locators. By the link text, what is that? Sitemap, then click it. Identify an element whose link text is sitemap, then click it. You observe in the application, there is a space between site and map. A space also one character. Hence I used it. And remember, Java is case sensitive. If I this give S in lowercase, it will throw an exception, no such element exception. We'll run the code till this point first. We clicked on sitemap. How actually the find element will function internally? Internally, how find element will work during runtime? After opening this Chrome window, launch Premise Bank application, how the find element will work internally when running. Where is the driver focus now? In this home page window, correct? Every page will have source code, right? HTML code, right? Listen, we are seeing this colorful window, UI. Selenium will work on its inner HTML code. Selenium will not operate here. Selenium will operate in the inner HTML code because it is a software, right? It will operate on the HTML code. While runtime, what Selenium will do, here I am pressing Control F. What is Control F actually? To find something in the page, correct? Selenium will do like this. It will try to identify element, anchor element, that is some element whose link text equal to sitemap. Element available or not available? Available. This element will be returned. This anchor element will be returned. The first element matching the given properties. Find element. How many? One. See, there may be multiple occurrences. In one page, there may be multiple elements matching the same description. As find element designed to identify a single element, the first occurrence will be returned. From here, it will not go for remaining such. Because already element is identified. First element, that is what the notes I have given. Read the notes I have given. It returns the first web element matching the given description. If the element is recognized, it do not go further search. What about find elements? Elements. It will go till end of the page. Till end of the HTML page. All elements matching the given description will be finally written. List of web elements. If one available, one. More available, more. Okay. I given some description. Identify element whose link text is demo. How many are there? You please see the count.
0.
0. So Selenium will throw an exception, no such element exception. Selenium not able to find the element matching the given property, 0 occurrences, it will throw an error, no such element. In the inner HTML code, Selenium will try to recognize the element. For your understanding, I opened HTML code, I am pressing Ctrl F. Same Selenium will do internally when runtime. Find element returns first element matching the given description. Find elements returns all elements matching the given description. If no elements are identified, find element throws an exception, no such element exception. Okay. Now your code click on sitemap we have observed. Now I want to click Now I want to click this home link. How many home links are available in this page? 2. If my code is driver.find element, not elements, element by the link text home and click, you tell me what happens. It will go to inner HTML code. Start locating the element, searching for the element. First occurrence will be recognized. This is the first occurrence from the beginning of the page. From the beginning of the page, first element is the first one. So your Selenium will click the first home link here. Check. For your understanding, I'm clicking the first home link manually. chome.aspx. This is a window. I'm clicking the second home link. Home.aspx, another window. So wanted actually it is a bug in the project. It's a bug actually speaking. There are 2 home links redirecting to 2 different pages. It's a bug. Wanted I ask my developer to do like this to teach you if there are multiple elements matching the given description, then what happens? It will recognize the first element. This is the first element. chome.aspx. Check. I'll write and run the code. Divide down. Find the element. Where is the driver focus now? Sat mapping. You please observe, it's not open a new window. The page is loaded in the same window. In the current window, identify an element whose link text is home and click it. We'll run this code. It will click the first home link. It's clicking on the first one, not on the second one. If there are multiple elements matching the given description, the first occurrence will be recognized. First element will be recognized. Now, where is the driver focus now? In this window. The driver focus available on this window. See, it's not opening a new window every time. In the same window, page is getting loaded. Driver dot, find the element by the link text ABC demo dot click. I given something. Do you have demo link in this page? Observe.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So it will go to inner HTML code. While runtime Selenium will do like this. It goes to inner HTML code of the page. Try to locate the element matching the given description. We are getting a warning sound. Selenium will throw an error. No such element exception. While executing the last statement, Selenium throws an exception, no such element exception. Selenium not able to recognize an element or recognize an element matching the given description, it throws no such element exception. So it went up to this page, up to home. It is clicking even home. In the home page here, there is no link with the text demo. Throwing an error, no such element. Unable to locate the element with the link text demo. I'm not able to recognize the demo link. This is what Selenium is saying to you. So this is the behavior of the find element mechanism. Make a small note about this lastly. Make a note. If no element matching the given properties, if no element matching the given properties, if no element matching the given properties it throws no such element exception. It throws no such element exception. If no element matching the given properties, it throws no such element exception. This program is demonstrating you about the find element. After opening the Primers Bank homepage, there is only one sitemap link available in the homepage. That sitemap link was identified and clicked it. It went to some other window. Another page is open in the same window. There are two home links available. As multiple elements are matching the given description, first element will be recognized because I use find element, not find elements. If there is no elements matching the given description, Selenium throws an error, no such element exception. This is the behavior of the find element method. Hope you understood it? Right. See here what I am doing is, find the element and directly perform an action, click it. The other way of writing the code. Driver dot find element by the link text home. Like driver dot get title, return say string, get title I'm talking about. Driver dot get current URL, return say string. Find element, return say web element. This I'm storing in a variable of data type web element. So my variable names, for example, some X. Right hand side statement, return say if any element matching the given description, that element will be recognized. What is the return type of the find element? Web element. I'm keeping in a variable of data type web element. What is X now? Web element. It's a web element. On the web element, perform this action. Web element dot click. Previously, find the element. The selected statement returns a web element. On the web element, perform the click action. The next statement, what I did, first I'm keeping in a variable of type web element. On the web element, perform the action. Either way, you can write the code, that is your choice. It clicked on sitemap, home. Finally, it is throwing an exception, no such element exception because demo link is not available. It is something like this. I can declare a variable. Directly you can store a value. Or I can declare a variable. In the next statement, I can store a value, correct? Same thing I'm doing here, that's it. So this program explaining you the usage of the find element. Don't worry, in every program we are going to use find element and find elements hereafter. And the 2 days you will get more comfort levels like how to use the find element, how to use the find elements and the locators and everything. Just it is a starting in every program we have to use find element in Selenium scripts. Well, let me explain find elements. Take it. Find elements. Find elements. What find elements will do? Elements. It returns how many? More meaning? Where you stop?
More than one.
It returns a list of web elements matching the given description. Make a note. Find elements. It returns a list of web elements, matching the given properties. A list of web elements matching the given properties. It returns a list of web elements matching the given properties. Now we are at sitemap page. After clicking sitemap link, the sitemap page is available in the browser window. Revert dot. I'm using find elements by the link text. Okay. Home. How many home links are there? Two. The return type is a list of web elements. Listen, the commonly doing mistakes at the beginning stage by you. Which one you have to use? We have to use a list interface available in the folder java.utilities, java.util. There's one more list available in another package. This is what I said import statement. In different packages, you can have the same classes. We have to use a list interface available in java.util package. What type of data we are storing? String we are storing?
Web element.
Web element we are storing. See, automatically, I'm using that control space bar, all import statement automatically getting generated. If you are typing, you have to write the import statements again. The Java list name. I'm giving some name. For example, links. Here, links is my Java list name. The right side expression returns a list of web elements matching the given description, home link. We are keeping in a array list. What is the array list name here? Links. I want to count the number of elements present in array list. Tell me. I want to count number of elements present in array list.
Size.
For developing these kind of programs only I have introduced you array list functions. Size will return number of elements in it. I'm running the code. There are about 2 home links. It's saying there are 2 home links. Okay. My requirement, I want to click on the second home link. If I write driver.find element, what is happening? First element. My requirement, I want to click on the second home link. Tell me the code, you know. Tell me the code.
Links dot index, I think index 0. Sorry, 1 index.
There are 2 elements available in the array list. How to access elements present in array list? Get off its index. There are 2, 0 and 1. Second one is 1. What you want to do? Okay. It will click on the second home link. We clicked on the second home link. We observe second home link is redirecting to home.aspx. Second home link redirecting to home.aspx, this one. Hope you understood this program. Find elements returns a list of web elements. If you want to count the number of elements in an array list, size we can use. Here size is nothing but count of home links. If you want to access an element present in a list, get method can be used. Previously, to demonstrate the concept of working with arrays and array lists, manually I loaded some sample data, correct? Cars, mocks. Real time, we don't load the sample data manually. Your Selenium loading the elements into the list, correct? Selenium loading the two values into the list. We are accessing, we are counting. To understand how to count the number of elements in a list, to understand how to access the data present in array list, to demonstrate the topic, manually I added some data. Selenium, we don't add manually. Selenium will load the data into the array list. This program explaining you find elements, usage of the find elements. We'll give another program also. Okay, done. Now, my code will open the Facebook application. Any online team member, I post a simple question, will you answer? Anyone respond?
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any one person enough. Any one person enough. Yes, Ashwini.
Yes, sir.
Open Facebook application on your system.
Yeah, sure.
Observe this. Open.
Yes, sir.
I wanted count of links present in this page. How many links available in this page? Answer me.
Uh,
Don't say so many.
we can have it by using size.
Okay, size okay. First you need to load all of the links into the list, right? What is the logic here? My requirement, I want to count number of links in this page. What is the logic? First we need to load all the links into the array list.
Yes, yes.
If we are able to load all the elements, link elements into the array list, story over. Array list.size will give you count of links. But only this here, we should know how to load all of the links into the Java memory, Java list. Okay. See, any link, I'm showing you the properties of the link. Sign up. These are the properties of the sign up link. Inspect element I'm using. What is the tag name? What is this? Tag name.
Anchor. Hyperlink.
A for A stands for anchor.
Anchor. It is for link.
Anchor tag used to define links in a page. Check out this. Sorry. How links are created in a web page I typed in Google. What is the tag name here? A. Anchor. Anchor is a HTML tag name used to create links in a page. Okay. I'll take some other link, about. It's also a link. I'm showing you the properties of the about. This one. What is the tag name? A. Anchor.
A.
Local. What is the tag name? Anchor. Not only this page, you take any website. Any website you take. What is the tag name? Anchor. Any website, any web page, links are defined using a tag name called anchor. Okay. You tell me what is your requirement now? I want to capture all links present in the page into Java memory. Driver dot find elements by, you answer me.
Tag name.
If I use link text, what happened? Only the links matching the link text will be taken. No. I wanted all anchor elements, all links.
So can we use it with the help of anchor tag? So we can use a tag name over here.
If you are able to capture all anchor elements into Java memory, story over, correct? You please observe there is a locator called tag name. Find elements by their tag name. What is the tag name? A.
A.
All elements in the, there are about 500 elements say. There are some input elements, tag name is input. There are some image element, tag name is img. There are some link element, tag name is anchor. So now what is the instruction to my Selenium? Find elements that are created using a tag name called anchor. All anchor elements present in the page will be scanned, loaded into Java memory. List of web elements. Links. Now, these links or size will give you count of links in the page. It's saying there are about 47 links. Here I explained you the find elements. Hope you understood this. If you want to print all of them, you need to construct a for loop. How to access elements present in a array list? Get of 0, get of 1, get of 2, get of 46. Instead,
For each loop or for loop? For each loop.
For loop. For loop.
for each loop or for loop we can use for int I equal to, for this reason only I explained all these kind of examples in Java. How to access elements present in array list. How to access elements present in array list using for loop, for each loop. I less than links dot size. Less than 47 meaning 46, 0 to 46. 0 to 46. I plus plus. Links dot get off. Tell me. How to access elements present in a array list? It's index.
I.
I'm using I. Okay. What type of data available in the array list? Elements available. What you wanted? Text property of the element. Element available. Element will have many things. Element will have multiple properties. I wanted text of the web element. Get the text property of the web element. Get the text of the anchor element. Listen. We loaded anchor elements. The element will have multiple properties. This login login is the text of the anchor element. To read the text of any HTML element, there is a method in the Selenium called getText. Get the text of the element. What is the return type of getText? Get the text. What is the return type?
String.
String. This I'm storing in a variable link name. I'm printing that link name. We'll run this code. This is output. There are about 47 links available. These are the various links available in the page. These are the various links available in the page. There are some white spaces because, let's see, English UK. I think there are some anchor elements with no text. First of all, it's not anchor element, sorry. I'll tell you. Why that empty spaces are coming is, now previous program is understood, right? Let me explain why the empty spaces are coming. I've opened a notepad. Anchor is a HTML tag name used to define links in a page. Any start tag should have a corresponding end tag in HTML markup languages, HTML, DHTML, and XML. A hyperlink reference, H reference. Redirected URL. I'm giving qtech.com. I'm giving a link text. Something like this. I'm creating one more anchor element. With the link text, Kuwait's learning management system. I'm creating one more link. Okay, 1 second. It is learn.qtech.com. Do you have any text here? Did I given any text here? Only this reference. For the remaining two elements, I given some text here. Widget keywords, keywords LMS. Last anchor element don't have a text. If my code is this one, this is the sample page I created, the demo.html. This is output of my code. Widget keywords. Just a second. Widget keywords. Redirect to qtech.com. I given the URL. Like these, generally programmers will create the links. Keywords LMS. I given the H reference learn.qtech.com. The link is not appearing here. And actually we have the link in the inner HTML code, correct? In the inner HTML code, there are 3 anchor elements. If my code is driver.find elements by the tag name A, how many will be taken?
3.
3. But for the third one, there is no text property. Empty is getting printed in the console. Hope you understood. You understood why empty is coming?
Yes,
There is no text property for the last anchor element, but find elements by tag name A, taken all anchor elements into the list. But one of the anchor element don't have a text, empty printed. That's it. That's what happened previously. So finally here I explained you again, find elements. I given another example. Hope you understood this program. Find elements by the tag name anchor. First I use link text. Only there are 2 home links. My requirement, I want to capture all links in a page. Find elements by the tag name A. If my requirement, I want to capture all images in the page. Tell me the code. All images in the page I wanted. Driver dot find elements by the tag name
IMG.
IMG. Simple. I want to capture all text boxes in a page. Find elements by the tag name input. Not only text boxes, radio buttons, checkboxes, all are created using a tag name called input. Not only tag name, I have to use one more property here. Tag name equal to input and type equal to text. Type equal to checkbox for checkboxes. Type equal to radio for radio button. Type equal to text for text box element. We'll see how to use multiple properties further. First here we are focusing on we are understanding what is find elements. Online team confirm understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here we are capturing all home links present in the page. Here we are capturing all anchor elements present in the page. Okay. Now, driver dot find elements by the tag name. Okay, tag name or any property. Otherwise, by the link text, tag name also I can use. By the link text demo. Find elements I use, not find element. Find element generally we use to perform some action. Find elements for counting. For multiple purpose we can use find elements. Find the element, perform some action. Find elements I want to count. Something purpose we can use find elements. Okay. Here my code is find elements by the link text demo on the facebook.com. Do you have any demo link in facebook.com page? If I run the code, analyze and answer my question. If I run this code, what happens?
Exception. You will get exception.
We don't get exception. Nothing will be stored in the memory. 0 will be the output. Find element, I used to perform some action. 100% I have to do some action. Find the button and click it. Find the text box and enter the data. No element, Selenium cannot perform an action, throws an exception called no such element exception. Find elements. If elements are available, elements will be loaded. Elements not available, nothing will be loaded. It will not throw the exception. This point you have to remember. Find elements will not throw the exception. Nothing will be loaded. It will say 0. Let me run this code. See the output? 0. We are not getting any exception here. The output is 0. So if no elements matching the given description, find elements will not throw the exception. That point you have to remember. To understand that, I'm giving another practice example here. Find elements. If there are elements available, elements will be loaded. No elements available, zero. Array list will have zero elements. It will not throw the exception. Yes. Please confirm you understood find element and find elements.
Yes, sir.
Right. See, while creating some test cases, I am preparing Gmail login test case. Find the username element, enter the data. Find the password element, enter the data. Find the login button, one element, unclick it. We use find element. I want to count the number of images in a page. I want to count number of links in a page. Or I want to build a script. All links are working or not in the Google page. How many? So many. Requirement is I want to test all links working or not. First take all the elements into the Java list. Find elements. For loop. Go to the 0th element, click it, back. Go to the next element, click it, back. All 47 links clicked one by one by the code. You no need to click it. To develop such kind of script, generally we go for find elements. But while using find elements, we are giving the, what we are giving? To find an element, to find the elements, we have to provide the properties of the element. Simple words properties, technical word locators. In Selenium terminology we called as locators, nothing but properties. There are various properties available in the Selenium to identify the element. Note on the topic. Locators, that is properties used by Selenium, properties or locators used by Selenium to identify elements. Locators or properties used by Selenium to identify elements. Yes, answer me. How many locators are available in Selenium to identify the elements? How many locators? One of the must asked interview question. Can you explain how many locators available and what are the locators available in Selenium to find the element? Answer this question.
ID.
ID, name, class,
How
class
many
name.
first? How many?
8.
8. What are the 8? See here, actually they are listed in alphabetical order. They are listed in alphabetical order in the editor level. There are 8 locators available in Selenium to identify the element. ID. The first priority goes to ID. If no ID, second priority goes to name. Name is the second locator. Then, in the previous program, we have used tag name. Somewhere else we can use class name. Till now we have not used it. I'll explain all the locators one by one. Class name. And previously we used somewhere link text. Partial link text, one more locator. Export, very, very powerful locator. Very, very powerful locator, export. Minimum 3 to 4 interview questions are guaranteed only about export. We'll learn export in detail. I need minimum 2 sessions to explain all these locators. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we'll discuss about it. Then CSS selector. Cascade style sheet selector, shortly CSS selector. These are the 8 locators available in Selenium to identify the elements present in a page. There are 8 locators available in Selenium to identify the elements. What are the 8 locators? HTML ID, shortly ID. name, a tag name, class name also one of the locator, link text, partial link text, XML path, shortly called XPath, CSS selector. These are the 8 locators available in Selenium to identify the elements. Here the first priority goes to ID. If no ID, we go for name. If no ID or name, then only we look into other locators. For in different contexts, we have to use different locators, preferably ID and name. If really I want to capture all images, all links, we don't use ID or name. You have to use tag name. If I want to use multiple properties to find out the element, I have to use XPath. There are multiple options in XPath. So for today, I stop here. Tomorrow we'll discuss about this locator. And we have to focus more on the XPath. There are multiple options in XPath. We can use any property of the element in XPath. Title I can use, type I can use, value I can use. Any property can be used in XPath. Multiple properties also we can use in XPath. Some properties are dynamically changing. Starting value is constant, remaining value dynamically changing. Starts with a function available in XPath. Somewhere some value is constant, remaining value dynamically changing. Contains another function in the XPath. No properties helping to find out the element. I can go for location, absolute location, partial location. Finally, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, together we'll learn how to use all these properties effectively to make Selenium to identify the element or elements. We'll continue tomorrow. Whatever the code I build, immediately I'll upload into LMS. Thank you. We continue tomorrow. Thank you, online team. We'll continue tomorrow. Yes. Any question?
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I ask one question? I have a doubt. Sir, coming to this find element and find elements, you said if there is no element found, in case of find element, it is throwing an exception, and
Correct.
for find elements, it is not throwing any exception. So I am not able to understand why it is, means how it is running or executing at runtime. Can you please just explain it?
That's what I said. In runtime, it is going to HTML page. Find element designed to identify single element to perform some action. If it is not finding, it is throwing an exception. I'm using something ABC 0. If find element throws an exception, no such element exception. If it is find elements, nothing will be stored in the list. And I have executed one program where we are getting an exception also. Then what is the other thing stopping you?
Means like, is it depending on the return type, like for find elements, though it is a list